So Derek, firstly, you said after Saturday's game that the team was quite a way off what you wanted playing-wise. What did you mean by that, and what needs to improve?
Yeah, probably taking our chances, really. We've had some big opportunities in games that we haven't been able to take, and then we've allowed the opposition to get in at our goal, a few times on Saturday too easily, and that's been the biggest problem. We've drawn a good number of games this season, and we just feel that we should have had more wins than we have.
You also mentioned mentally Cambridge was stronger. Is that something you can work on as a coach?
Yeah, I think so. We've got a young group, and sometimes that is the case. We had a lot of younger players in the squad, learning their training, coming from academy football into first team environment, and Cambridge had a lot of good experienced players along with the youth as well. And I just thought on the day that they were able to be stronger mentally as well as physically, because that's how they got the win in the end.
So with that in mind, is it good to have a week between matches this week?
It doesn't really matter. In this league, there's only a few weeks that you get. It's Saturday to Saturday, but in the end, it's what we do on the pitch on a Saturday, and we've shown in glimpses how well we can play.
Is a lot of it simply confidence? Because there were two good results before Saturday. Is it a matter of getting that confidence back and building on that?
Yeah, we could have easily, won the game on Saturday against Cambridge, because at 1-1, Kieran Phillips has a header that just flashes past the post. Liam Gibson has an opportunity in the area as well. So it's not to say that they deserved wholeheartedly to win the game. I was very complimentary towards them after the game, because what it's like when an opposition manager comes out and says that his team's done well and they should have won the game. It sounds like you're talking just for the sake of talking, but sometimes you have to look at the game, and we did. We looked it back on the video, and it was a lot better than you sometimes see at the side of the pitch.
So is it a good time to come up against Accrington in quite a big Lancashire derby?
There's never a good time to come up against Accrington, because we know what type of game it's going to be. It's a high tempo match. It's one that becomes to and fro, and they've done very well to stay in League One, and we've got aspirations to do the same as them, and we did that last year, and we want to do the same this year.
Yeah, they are really the role model, aren't they, for staying in League One when you're a smaller club?
Yeah, to be fair to them, financially they've done very well. They've sold a number of players on, and that's enabled them to recruit a lot, bigger resource to enable them to get, players in, which has been really good for them. That's what, we've done the season before in Lavelle, in Gomez, and that enabled the club to have a bigger budget, and that's what we'll have to do, over the years to succeed.
So there's another message you could learn from Accrington, is that they don't panic. Most seasons they have a bad run, and John Coleman gets them coming good in the end. Is that something you can also learn from? Is that it's over a season, isn't it, by definition?
Well, we always say that. It's last season it went to the last game of the season. So I think that that's what we want. We'd like to be safe by the last game of the season next year, but. We know where we are as a football club, and where we stand, and I think that in this division it is very tough, and you're going to have ups and downs.
So 10 league games in, are you thinking about any sort of dramatic changes to tactics, formations, personnel, etc.?
Not really. We've lost 50% of the games, and we've drawn or won 50% of the games. So that's something that. We have to try and turn the draws into wins, which would help us. But we've had a number of players that have been out injured, the likes of Hunter in Melbourne, and Watts, who had come in to play in a variety of positions. And that has enabled us to change the formation at times. And we've still got players that can come into the team and change the formation again. And, we've done well at times with the three at the back. We've gone to a four at the back, and we've always tried to be different and look at each game in isolation. We're not arrogant enough and we're not good enough to think that we can play our own system all the time. We have to look at the opposition, their strengths and weaknesses going forward.
And it is still very close at the bottom of the table, isn't it? One win changes things dramatically still.
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely close, you know, what's 5, 6, 7 points to just over mid-table, and it's going to be that way for the majority of the time. If we had won on Saturday, we know that we would have cut the gap, you know, considerably between a number of teams, and that's what we'll try and do.
There'll be a large travelling support on Saturday. What difference will that make?
As always, you know, I think that we would rather that the home support was bigger, so because we take the income from home games. Away support is great because it gives the players, you know, huge backing, and they've done that already this season. They've been very vocal and you know, helped us to big wins away from home this season already at Forest Green and at Rotherham in the League Cup. So
it's early in the week, but in terms of injuries, illness, etc., anybody likely to be back or miss out come the weekend?
Yeah, we've got one that will definitely miss out from Saturday's game. I'm not going to name the player, but we've got one that you know, will miss out, and we've got the other ones that weren't in the squad on Saturday that will miss out as well.